Hi traders, welcome to my video on the KST Oscillator, the No Sure Thing Oscillator. In this video I'm going to show you how you can use this indicator to catch moves such as this one, over 200 pips, and this one, around 250 pips. So this is the MT4 trading platform. I've downloaded the KST Oscillator and attached it to an Australian dollar, US dollar 1 hour chart. You can use the indicator on any trading instrument, Forex, cryptos, stocks, commodities, indices, etc. And you can also use it on any chart time frame. I prefer to focus on the 1 hour charts and above simply because they contain more price data, which I find gives better trading signals. There's less noise which you can get on the 5-minute, 50-minute charts. Okay, and it also means less time chart watching, which is a bonus. So how can you use the indicator to capture these big trends? Well, the first thing you need to do is decide if we're going to we'll go short into a downtrend or long into an uptrend, right? So we've got to identify the trend first. Nice level of resistance here that's formed, triple top candlestick pattern, an M pattern. And we even have a wedge here and the price breakout. Price is making lower highs. Can be confident that we're now heading into a downtrend, as the KST oscillator shows us here with the crossover there. So it's just a visually appealing way of seeing scenarios of when a downtrend may be forming. That being said, it's not set in stone. If we look here, it does suggest a potential downtrend there with the crossover. You wouldn't want to sell there. You would have been selling at the low. Plus we are some way away from the resistance level up here, and thus following on from continuation of an uptrend. That being said, you don't always necessarily need to trade the oscillator when it crosses below the zero line. You can also trade from the peaks, the overbought areas you could look to sell, or the oversold areas you can look to buy. For the purpose of this video, we're going to focus on, let me just adjust this color. For the purpose of this video, we're going to focus on trading in trending markets, such as this one. Okay. So now the oscillator we can see is divergence here to the sell side. So we're expecting the market to start to fall. It does from these levels of support that we've marked. Is price is moving away from the resistance here. We could look to enter on this breakout here. If you were looking at the triple top candlestick pattern, you may have drawn your support line along there and look to trade the breakout there. However, it can also be a good idea to wait for a pullback. Okay, so where is the pullback? Here. Okay, have a downtrend, have a nice pullback here, forms a flag pattern, flagpole pattern. I do have a video on flags. So we have a bearish flag there. This is all suggesting just extra confirmation for the bearish trend. Now back to the oscillator. It also shows us the pullback with the price rising here, crossing above this blue line. So we're going to wait for price to cross below this blue line. Okay, and that could be an entry point there into this trend. Okay. And you can see, had you entered there, there's good profit potential on this move. You're looking at around 200 pips, relatively tight stop loss, which could have been placed on this high just here, so around 15 odd pips. Could have closed some of the position on the way down, banking some profits, and also use a trailing stop. So as price was falling, you can trail the price here, 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 and just lock in profits on the way down, maximize the move as much as possible. The last thing you want to do is to get into a good trend trade like this and leave your stop loss there, and price comes back up and takes you out for a loss. Okay. Now I'm going to be critical of the oscillator here because I do think, like most indicators, it is lagging in certain aspects. Why do I say that? I say that because we could have seen just from drawing our chart patterns here, the flag pattern, from even just drawing a support level let's just take that support back there. From drawing this support level here, we've seen that we could have entered on the breakout here. That being said, you don't necessarily need to take the crossover signal of the KST oscillator as the entry point. You can just use it as a guide by say we were considering this support level for a breakout trade. We could have just looked at the KST oscillator and seen that, okay, it's below the 0 line. You know, we've had the bearish divergence up here. It's a good confirmation for taking a trade here. Whereas there may have been instances where it would keep us out of trouble, where we'd think about maybe taking a sell trade too late in a trend. I don't know, let's just say you would look to sell at this low here. You shouldn't, but let's just say you did. The KST oscillator showing upwards divergence. It's above the blue line. You would have avoided that sell trade there. Obviously, you should have been avoiding it anyway by just looking at the bigger picture and seeing that price is miles away from where the trend started. That being said, if you're on the 5-minute chart time frame, you may not have any idea of what's going on, which is why it's a good idea to confirm entries with higher time frames. If you were looking to sell there on the 5-minute, you could always pop up to this time frame and see, well, why would I sell at the low of this trend here, or near the low? Okay, multiple time frame analysis is beneficial. Okay, so the oscillator is, if we just go back to this entry point I was talking about on the cross of the blue line there, you could have also waited for the pullback. Okay, so we had the pullback. We have these 3 inside down candlestick pattern formation there. You could have perhaps looked to trade even this breakout here, this short-term support level, which actually is a support level back here. So and even here. So that's actually a long-term support level. That could have been a good confirmation for that trade there, along with the crossover below the blue line of the KST oscillator. Okay, again, downtrend there. It's just many different ways you can time your entry. And you can just use the KST oscillator, if anything, to just give you a clearer overview of the trend, although trend lines will tend to do that for you anyway. Have an uptrend here. Same principles. We're going to mark the support level, arguably around here, but we'll just use that there. Okay, you have the hammer candlestick pattern there, suggesting we're going to see a reversal to the upside. We do. The KST oscillators giving us nice bullish divergence. It's crossed above the blue line and above the 0 line, so again signals that we are in a uptrend. What we can do for this particular example is we could mark the area of resistance as well, perhaps here somewhere. This is the more shorter term, although we've got this level up here we need to pay attention to. We can just wait for the price to break out above there as it does and have a pullback. So it pulls back this resistance level here. Just zoom in here. This resistance level here then becomes support around here. Yeah, and we can enter again. You could, if you want, you can enter on the cross of the 0 line or the cross of the blue line. It's just that, you know, it's much better to wait, in my opinion, for the trend to start forming. You know, we have plenty of opportunities on the way up here. You can see in this trend we could have, you know, got in on this cross of the oscillator here. You know, this one. Generally, the deeper the pullback, the better, provided it's not suggesting that the market is going to be moving in the other direction. But you know, all the way up to here, then you're going to start, and you're going to end up buying high if you wait too long and you're too late to the party. But even here, there was still some gas left in the tank on that crossover there. As we start to see the bearish divergence, we can start to look to the other side for sell trades, as we did. Yeah, so the KST Oscillator can be good for trend trading. I definitely wouldn't be using it in a ranging market, but you're going to need to time your entry. Okay, whilst it can catch good moves, I do think it's important that you use your own support and resistance levels. For example, this resistance here, you could have traded that breakout. Some may argue this particular almost half a diamond formation here, we had the breakout there. In fact, that is it could be construed as a bullish flag and a breakout there, which, you know, the KST oscillator, as with all indicators, can be lagging. You know, you may have missed this opportunity if you were using the indicator blindly as is. That being said, there will be instances where it perhaps keep you out of trouble if you're thinking of a trade. I just think nothing beats price action analysis, as it tells you exactly what price is doing at any given moment. So if you're aware of that, along with your candlestick patterns, and as always, good money management. I like to cut my losing trades short, let winning trades run, you know, with a favorable risk to reward ratio. I don't use fixed, okay, if I've got a 10 pip stop loss, I've got to have a 3 to 1 30 pip take profit. No, because if we did that in this instance, okay, a 10 pip stop loss below this low would have been fantastic, but had we exited the position for 30 pips here, look what we've left on the table. You know, cut losing trades short and let winning trades run is my mantra. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There is a master candlestick pattern there as well, which is basically when there is a candle with at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 4 candles preceding it within its range, as you can see there. So you could have traded the breakout of that. Just emphasizing, don't rely on one technical indicator. Well, I wouldn't personally, but there are thousands of different ways you can look for your entries and your exit signals. Just first thing to do is identify support, resistance, draw your trend lines, and look to time your entry using your weapon of choice or combination of everything. Okay, well, hopefully you found something useful in this video. Appreciate you watching. If you could like and subscribe, that would help. Catch you on the next one.